What if everything you're holding on to is the very thing keeping what you want from reaching you? You've been taught to grip tighter, to collect more, to secure your happiness by force. But look at your own life. Has the clenching brought peace, or just tired hands? Before we begin, if this question has ever kept you awake at night, do me one favor, hit like so more people who need this can find it, and subscribe with the bell on. That way you won't miss the moment when the next teaching arrives for you. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to share will challenge every instinct you have about getting what you want. The path to receiving is not through taking, it is through releasing, and the moment you understand why, nothing will look the same. We spend so much of life gathering. We gather possessions, opinions, resentments, plans for futures that never arrive. Each one feels necessary when we pick it up. We tell ourselves this will protect us, this will prove us, this will keep the pain away, and so the arms grow full, the shoulders grow heavy, and we begin to believe that the weight is who we are. But look closely. Nothing you carry was born in your hands. Every burden was chosen, even the ones that feel inherited. You agreed to hold them. You renewed that agreement each morning without noticing. Life does not punish us with weight. We volunteer for it, thinking that if we hold enough, nothing can be taken from us. The truth moves in the opposite direction. The tighter you grip, the less room remains for anything new to enter. A closed fist cannot receive water, no matter how thirsty it is. A heart full of yesterday cannot taste today. So we begin here, not with adding wisdom, but with noticing the load. What are you holding that is no longer alive? What name, what slight, what fear has become a stone in your pocket? You do not need to throw it far. You only need to see that your fingers are the ones keeping it there. The moment you see this clearly, the grip begins to soften on its own. That is where freedom starts. Not in force, but in seeing. And when the hand opens, even a little, the world has space to place something new into it. People fear emptiness because they mistake it for absence. But emptiness is not nothing, it is capacity. A bowl is useful because of the space inside it. A room shelters you because of the emptiness between the walls. If you fill every corner of your life, where will joy sit when it arrives unannounced? We believe that letting go means losing. Yet look at the tree in autumn. It releases every leaf without negotiation, without despair. It does not cling to last season's color. And because it lets go, spring has somewhere to return. The branches are not poorer for being bare. They are ready. Your life works the same way. When you release the need to be right, understanding can enter. When you release the demand that others love you in one particular way, love itself has room to show up in forms you never imagined. This is not theory. Watch your own breath. You must empty the lungs before fresh air can come. Hold the inhale too long and suffering begins. Exhale, and the next breath is already waiting to give itself to you. The universe is not withholding from you. It is waiting for space. Empty hands are not defeated hands. They are honest hands. They say, I am willing to receive what is, instead of choking what was. And in that willingness, you discover that the sky was never too large to hold. You are only holding the wrong things. Clinging feels like safety. We grasp a person, a reputation, a version of ourselves, and call it love or discipline or loyalty. But watch what happens when you hold too tightly to water. It runs through your fingers. The harder you squeeze, the faster it leaves. So it is with everything alive. Clinging is not love. It is fear wearing love's clothing. And fear builds walls. The more you cling to certainty, the less you can meet the moment as it is. The more you cling to being seen a certain way, slowly, without meaning to, you construct a cage and call it home. The bars are made of must and never and again. You decorate the cage with memories and call it meaning. But a bird does not sing best in a cage, even a familiar one. Notice how exhaustion follows clinging. You must patrol the walls of what you hold. You must rehearse arguments, defend positions, prevent change. This is not life. This is security work. And the wage is depletion. Letting go is not indifference. It is trusting that what is real does not need your grip to remain. The sun does not require your hands to keep it in the sky. The people who belong with you do not need to be convinced to stay. Release the cage and you do not fall. You find that the ground was always there, and your wings were only waiting for space to open. A river does not argue with the rocks. It does not return to yesterday's bend to explain itself. It touches, it moves on, it allows, and because it does not cling to any one place, it is always full, always moving, always itself. Your life asks for the same wisdom. You suffer when you try to stop the current at a moment you liked. You suffer when you try to dam the flow to avoid a moment you fear. The pain is not in the moment itself. The pain is in the stopping. Look at your own experience. Joy came and then it went. Grief came and it too changed shape. None of it asked your permission. The river of experience does not need your approval to flow. It only asks that you not build yourself against it. Letting go is how we learn to swim. You do not fight the water. You move with it, and in moving with it, you are carried. This does not mean you take no action. The river carves canyons, but it carves by yielding, by continuous gentle contact, not by seizing the stone and refusing to move. So meet your life the same way. Hold your plans lightly. Love people without requiring them to freeze in time. Meet loss by letting it pass through you, not by making a monument to it in your chest. When you stop interrupting the flow, you discover that life is not taking things from you. It is giving you the next moment, and the next, each one whole, each one enough. We fear that if we let go, we will end up with nothing. But watch what happens in nature. The field is cut down, and it grows again. The tide goes out, and it returns. The heart breaks, and if you do not armor it, it learns a deeper way to love. The world is not governed by scarcity. It is governed by cycles, by return, by giving. But return can only come to what is open. When you release your demand, gratitude becomes possible. When you release your comparison, your own life becomes visible. When you release the story that you were cheated, you see the quiet gifts that were arriving the whole time, unnoticed because your hands were busy shaking a fist. This is the secret the world keeps in plain sight. The more you let go, the more life gives you. Not because life is a merchant rewarding good behavior, but because letting go is how you stop blocking the door. Peace does not need to be earned. It needs to be allowed. Love does not need to be hunted. It needs to be received. And abundance does not need to be stockpiled. It needs to be trusted. So begin where you are. Open one finger, then another. You do not have to become empty overnight. You only have to stop adding to the pile and see what happens. You will find that what left you was never yours, and what is yours cannot be lost. What returns when you release is not always what you expected. It is often better, because it is real, and it is now, and it has room to enter at last. You have heard the truth now. The more you let go, the more life gives you. But truth without practice is just a pleasant sound. So let it live in your hands, not only your ears. Start here. First, choose one thing today that you have been mentally rehearsing. One old argument, one regret, one image of how life should have gone. Write it down, then burn the paper or tear it and release it with your breath. Let your body know the agreement is over. Second, practice the empty minute. 3 times tomorrow, stop for 60 seconds and unclench your hands completely. Notice what tries to fill the space. Do not grab it. Just watch. You are training yourself to trust emptiness. Third, give something away before you feel ready. A compliment, a possession, forgiveness you think the other person has not earned. Give it without keeping score. Watch how the world responds when you stop negotiating with it. These are not grand gestures, they are small openings, and openings are how light enters. If this teaching touched something true in you, let it reach further. Like this video so the current carries it to someone who is still clinging and suffering. Comment below with one thing you are willing to release this week. Your words may give another person permission to do the same. Share this with someone whose shoulders look heavy. And if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. We walk this path together, and new teachings arrive every week. Do not wait for life to change before you open your hands. Open them now and watch what returns.